Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? It's 83 degrees here. It's a very nice day. I'm on here just for maybe 2 minutes, maybe three, real quick. Um, had to come out to get the dog's food, but I'm heading right back home. But I wanted to call you up and ask you a question, ask you your opinion, I guess. As you know, I've been having to do a lot of cleaning in the trailer because of that air conditioner flood, and then stacking things up so the handyman could get in there and take out the table and put in the old air conditioner that he fixed. So I've come across some more blankets that I've made, and they've all been washed. They're all clean. They've been put in bags and packed away in a bag and then in a plastic storage tote, and then they've been put aside. Um, my goal or my plan was to measure them. I think I've measured them once before, but to measure them again and then get them posted on my website, but that hasn't happened. I did have some on there like last year, and a couple did sell, and so a friend helped me take those pictures off. It's hard for me to do certain things with just having the cell phone, so I had to ask for help, but thankfully a friend helped me. But recently, you'd have to look back if you were interested. I showed a picture on my community tab, and I did a video of 3 or 4 baby blankets that I had up on a blanket ladder, and I mentioned that they were up for sale. I have since measured them. But anyway, I'm calling you up because I'm thinking about doing, um, well, I guess you could call it an auction, one evening this week. It won't be Thursday evening because that's church, so I don't know yet which evening. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take out 2 of the many blankets that I have, and I'll go live, and I'm going to start the auction. Can you believe this? $5 each, the blankets. I know that I'm taking a loss, but I need to get some of my handmade stuff out there. And I also kind of need to get my name out there, or the name of my website and all that. I can do that, but I'm just thinking if I did something like that and any of you kind people would share that out, it would reach some other people that maybe don't crochet. I know most of you crochet or knit, so you're not probably interested in buying a blanket when you can make one. But if you can share that out, it may reach some other people. Um, I'll just take out 2 blankets. I'll start the auction at $5 each. I won't go live for long, maybe an hour. And if you're the only one that shows up that bids $5, that blanket is yours, plus the shipping. Now, if others come in and the bid goes up, to a certain amount, I'll probably consider the shipping being added into that price. You can tell this is just spare of the moment. I'm just going by the seat of my pants, as they say, on this, but I have my reasons. Number one is I have too much handmade stuff just put away. I need to get that out. I need to get my name out, my website out, and I need to make some money, like all of us. And so, I mean, even if it's $5, um, I mean, that's not much money, but I'm getting my name out there. And so that's what I'm planning to do. And I just wanted to know your thoughts, your opinion. For anyone that's new, just coming upon this video, and if you have an opinion or a thought, um, just be nice about it. Most everyone that comments knows me and knows my situation. And so, but you never know who will see this, and people can assume things and like that I'm lazy or something without knowing the whole situation. And so just be nice in your opinion and in your comments if you're just stumbling upon this video. It's really hard in a small space to feel crowded easily, even though my landlord did build that added on room that I need to, and I do. I keep going in there and I'll organize some yarn in a bin and put that bin. I was doing a series either last year or the year before on yarn organizing. I would organize a tote of like bright yarns or variegateds, and I would show you the tote, and then I would label it and I'd put it in my lean-to. I was really on a ball. Then I started to have a lot of health issues, and I just seemed to get real tired easy. But I want to keep making things. It's just hard to keep making things and putting things away. Now, excuse me, I do make things and I do give away things to, I'll make something for someone at church and give it to them, or friends back home, just because I enjoy making things. And thankfully, I do get orders for things, baby blankets and things like that. It's been a while since I've gotten one, but I do, and I'm thankful for that. But these baby blankets, they're really pretty, and I just don't want them to be packed away. So that's what I'm thinking to do. Just thinking outside the box again, thinking about options. I mentioned in one video, the different kinds of jobs I had back home before the diagnosis of the spinal cord disease and the brainstem disease, and then even how a few years after the diagnosis, I did go back to work and had a few jobs, but doctors had me to quit because it was just damaging my body. Well, then I came down here to Texas, and do you want me to tell you the first little job I tried to do after I moved out onto the land that I'm on? There used to be a huge metal recycling place up on our main road that runs through all these towns. And I thought, well, I can't go around and pick up, microwaves or whatever people load up their cars with, but I sure can go around and pick up cans. So I would walk up and down my road, which has no sidewalks, and I'd pick up cans. And I'd have to go down into the ditch and pick them up because people would just throw them out. And you get the cans, and then you had to step on them. The metal recycling place, from what I heard, I never did get enough cans to go up there, but from what I heard, they wanted you to have the cans already squished, so I'd step on them. Well, my landlord said it's going to take you a long time to get enough cans, worth any kind of money. But I was determined until one day I went down into the ditch and I lifted up a can, and this huge, I don't know what kind of spider it was, but it was huge, as big as my palm. It was. I don't think that it was a wolf spider because it wasn't very hairy. I don't know what kind it was, but I have a big fear of spiders. I really do, since I was a kid. And that thing, when I lifted up that can, I must have woken it up or scared it, and it got onto me. And someone just beeped. And it got onto me, and I had me a time in that ditch trying to get that spider off, and I slipped down into the ditch, and that made me panic more. Well, after that, I quit, trying to collect cans, and like the landlord said, it showed, that that I'm not lazy and I wanted to make some money, but in reality, it would have taken so long to collect enough to make even maybe $5. And then the price of the metal, I was just talking to the handyman the other day because um, he used to sometimes go around when he had time, and pick up things and take up to there. And he was telling me how the price has dropped. Anyway, that was one thing I tried to do. And then I've mentioned this lady and her husband had opened up a little hole in the wall consignment shop uptown. It was very small. And I can't even think of the name of it. But I went there and I met her. She asked what I did, and I said I crochet and I do plastic canvas. Back then I did a lot of plastic canvas. She said, well, we sure do have plenty of crocheted and knitted things, but why don't you bring in your plastic canvas? So I made a whole bunch of magnets, cows, chickens, chili peppers, fruit, different kinds of fruit, and I'd glue googly eyes on them. They were really cute. And I brought them all to her, and she said, oh, these are so unique. We don't have anyone doing this. I'll let you, put them on consignment. Do you have something to put them on? Well, I didn't, but my landlord found me, it's either a washer or a dryer door. And I forget who it was, him or someone he knew, built me a wooden stand in the back. It came like this to hold that up. And I spray painted it white. It was dirty and it was chipped, but the spray paint covered all that up, and took it down to her, and she found a great place in her little shop to put it, and she put all the magnets on it, and she priced things. And I got to be really good friends with her. Found out that she had had a brain tumor, and one day I went there and she asked me, would you pray for me here? And I prayed for her, and she every week, if things sold, my magnets, she would send a check. She would send checks out to the consigners. She did, a car just like mine. She did take a commission, but she told me, she said, I just feel like God would not want me to take any percent of your magnets. I'm just gonna, whatever it sells for, at the end of the week, I'll add it up and write you a check and mail it to you, and don't worry about paying a little percent for your space or anything like that. I never really did make much. Sometimes $8 a week, sometimes 15, but it was something. It was something to look forward to, getting in the mail. It was more than that, was making a connection with her and her husband. I didn't ever meet any of the other crafters, but I did that. And then I was like some people call it a companion, others call it a sitter, to this elderly German lady. I've mentioned this before. She went to high school with my landlord's mother. My landlord's mother is in her 80s, and so this lady would be around that age, but this was probably 4 or 5 years ago. She got to where she couldn't drive and had lots of health problems. She didn't need any help bathing or dressing or cooking, nothing like that. She just needed someone to take her to the grocery store and take her to doctor's appointments. And if it was a day that she was sick, she'd leave me a grocery list and I would go. She'd give me the money. And that was really neat. And we became, well, we were already friends. I already knew who she was. And sometimes I'd sit and just listen to her. She'd tell me about living in Germany during the war, and very interesting. I told her, you are a walking history book. And she said, it's true, but it's sad that a lot of young people, teenagers and around that age, they're not interested in hearing about all those things that people had lived through. But she sure did tell me a lot. I learned a lot. And she loved to cook everything from scratch. And first thing she taught me was that if you're going to live here in Texas, you need to learn how to make chicken and dumplings and make the dumplings from scratch. And of course, I forgot now how to do all that, but I did learn. And I've seen YouTube videos of people make dumplings, and I'm thinking, those are not like her dumplings. I mean, she had a certain kind of flour, a certain amount of salt. She had baking powder. I mean, the counter was full. She liked things from scratch. And so I did that for a little bit and made like, I think it was 19 cents a mile. I didn't get any kind of money like hourly for the time with her. It was the mileage. But you know what? She was elderly. She needed help. And so I did that. But then she moved to a different part of Texas, kind of far away, kind of, I think it's south of Dallas, with her, with family. So, I'm trying to think. So again, I have tried. Oh, I know, last year I looked into being a crossing guard. I thought, well, how hard is that? You know, and it's not 8 hours a day. I'm not going to put my back out. So I went to the independent school district office, you know, where they said to go to apply. And I went, and before I could even fill out the application, they asked questions like, how much can you lift? Oh, I know. And you have to be able to lift both of your arms out and up, because you're holding that sign, and with your other arm you're using it to wave the kids to come or to the traffic. Well, this left arm does not go up, and it don't go out that way, and it don't hardly go out. Well, it don't go out all the way this way. It just goes down. It can get it up a little bit this way, but not up straight up and not straight out. So that disqualified me. They let me know that right away. And then lifting, I think they wanted you to be able to lift 25 pounds in case a kid fell while crossing. The same thing when I looked into being a bus monitor. You had to be able to lift a certain amount, and I can't. Doctor's orders because of the spinal cord. So anyway, this has been more than 2 or 3 minutes. So I have tried. I believe that if people are healthy physically and mentally, that we ought to work. And I believe that God wants us to. God, you know, if you read your Bible, God has always had an industrious people. You know that? Things come our way, diseases, all kinds of situations to where you can't go back out and do the work that you did, that was your passion. But I can find something. And what it has been my crochet. I'm thankful for that. Now, I don't know what the future holds as far as these hands. I go the 13th for an MRI on both of the hands to check the bone erosion in my fingers. But as long as I can, I'm going to keep on crocheting. And it is good for me. As you all know, crochet is good for many reasons. But physically, for me, it has proven to build up dexterity in my right wrist. That the syringomyelia, the spinal cord disease, sets out to destroy all of that. And being able to crochet has helped build that dexterity. And I'm just going to believe that God's going to continue to help me to be able to do what I can do, because God knows God knows every need I have, every need you have. God knows that I have tried different jobs. Oh, another job I had since I've been here was I tried to do Uber food delivery, thinking, wow, what an awesome job. They'll, you know, if I'm down with a migraine, I don't have to go. It's not like a regular job. Eventually an employer is going to get tired of that and give you the sack. So I tried the Uber food delivery. Well, after a while, it got to be a lot for I got distracted by that loud car. It got to be a lot for my spinal cord, and also it was triggering off this sciatic nerve. I was having to keep going down to the neurologist. What it was getting in and out of the car. You know, if you just do one delivery a day, you're not going to make anything. You have to try to do quite a few. Also, in my town, there wasn't a lot of Uber deliveries. I mean, not people using Uber. I would drive down to Garland or Plano, and I would set my phone, you know, and let Uber know that I was available. And I'd park in a parking lot, like a thrift store or a supermarket parking lot, and I'd wait. And I would do Garland, I would do Plano, I would do Richardson. I would not go into Dallas. And well, by the time I got to figuring things out, and people were not very good tippers for whatever reason. And I didn't just go to homes. I went to businesses where they would order, you know, for like 3 or 4 people. I'm trying to lug all that stuff in and not drop a drink. And now, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for someone that has that kind of stamina and also has money put back already, because by the time I got to figuring things out, I was spending a lot of gas, and it was starting to be wear and tear on the brakes, on tires, because you're just stop, go, stop, go. I was not coming out ahead, and I was causing that sciatic nerve to flare up. So, you know, I had to get done with that. So, it has been a struggle, and everyone has a struggle. And you know, think of this. Even someone that has lots and lots and lots of money, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? And maybe this person has a really nice home, nice and big. Maybe they own property that they're just letting sit there. Or maybe they own property where they have renters. Then maybe they have more than 2 cars. But all you know is, oh, this person has hundreds of thousands of dollars. They don't have to worry about, where am I going to get gas for my car? Where am I going to get money for car insurance? Where am I going to get money for my dog's food? They don't have to worry about that because they have hundreds of thousands of dollars. And all of that's true. They don't have to worry about those things. But they have, now, I'm just saying, I'm sure that they have the stress of taxes on everything that they have, but yet they have the money to pay the taxes, but still. And then if they have land somewhere just sitting, you know, I would worry about my land. I'd be a little concerned about my land. And if I had rental property, even though it would be insured, I'm still going to have to probably eventually deal with some not so nice renters. You know, and that's all a different kind of stress. Do you get what I'm saying? No matter what end of the pole we're on, we have things to deal with. And that's just life. It's just life. Some people deal with it by turning to whatever. I deal with it by staying in my Bible, reading it daily, praying, just trust in the Lord that He knows the way that I take. He knows every need that I have. He's never failed me. God always comes through. Something's going to work out. If I tried to do something and for whatever reason it didn't work out, God knows what lies ahead. You know, maybe up ahead it wouldn't be too beneficial. So for whatever reason, it didn't work out. That's okay. I'll find something else with God being my helper. And so I have said it many times before. I sure would not want to go through this world with any kind of disease or just a boatload of trouble, you know, worries, problems, whatever. I wouldn't want to go through anything here without knowing that I have God on my side. You all know what's happening in this world. And it's unsettling times. And whether there's a war over there or over here, war affects the whole world. And in fact, my landlord has a nephew whose father-in-law and mother-in-law are over in Israel. They their tickets are to come back on Saturday. I don't know how long they've been there. But when all this started, of course they wanted to get out and come home. They're from here and come home early, and they've been denied. They've been denied flights. And so hopefully their original flight date, which is Saturday, hopefully that will work out and they'll be able to get home. But you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is everything is so uncertain. Why try to make it through this weary, dreary world without God? I don't know, and I don't want to know. He's everything to me. And when you know He's on your side, He'll take you through anything. So I did not plan to talk this long, but leave me a comment of if you think that I should do that one of these evenings this week. Take out just 2 blankets and start to offer to sell them for $5 each, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I appreciate you. Gotta get home. Trying to think at the last minute if there's anything else. Nope, I think that's it. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thank you.